This is a 2022 BMW M4 Competition that was just imported from Japan. And today I'm going to tell you the good, the bad and the ugly of buying a used Japanese sports car with 8,000 kilometers on the mileage, as well as show you what is different in the Japanese spec M4 and whether it's possible to change it. My name is Mike and you're watching Car Nerds. I want to start off with the pricing. Buying a used M4 Competition here in Cyprus would cost you somewhere around 70,000 euros. Importing the same M4 Competition from Japan is possible for as low as 60,000 euros, and that's after all expenses. That includes transportation costs, customs and registration fees. And 10,000 euros is a pretty substantial price difference. Getting such good deals isn't anything rare for the Japanese auctions. They're full of good prices and generally have a great variety of cars, unlike our local market here in Cyprus, where you're lucky if you even have 5 listings available for the car that you're searching for. But importing a car from Japan does come with one big downside, and that's the transportation time. It took this M4 3.5 months to arrive to Cyprus. Be ready that the further you are from Japan, the longer it's going to take to reach your country. And even once it arrives, it then takes 2 to 3 weeks for the car to pass all of the certifications and get registered before the client can actually get his vehicle title. Next, let's talk about the condition of this Japanese M4. Overall, this car looks brand new, no visible marks or imperfections whatsoever. It even has a 5A rating in the auction list, which is the best rank when it comes to exterior and interior conditions. But the auction list does say that there are some flaws on this car. Let's see how serious they are and whether they even exist. So apparently there's supposed to be a U1 dent somewhere in this area. So what a U1 dent is U means dent and 1 is how serious it is. So it's barely supposed to be visible, but to be honest, I don't see it at all. Like, there's nothing here. It seems perfect to me. Just the same as the other side where there's no dents indicated at all. Next, we move on to the side skirt because apparently there's a A1 scratch. A stands for scratch, 1 is the same system of how big it is. So, oh, yep, I see it. Here we go. Look, there it is. It's right here. It's that small. Yeah, I'd never noticed this. And apparently there's the same scratch on the front skirt. So, let's have a look. It's way bigger. Here it is. Yep, I wouldn't even classify this as a A1. It looks way bigger. But this is the rubber part, so I guess it's easily replaceable. So, other than that dent and those 2 scratches, there's no more indications of any damage on this car. And to be honest, even walking around it and visually looking at it, the auction list seems pretty accurate. Those were all of the flaws, but now let's talk about the features. This M4 comes with a carbon roof to lower the center of gravity, as well as these exhaust tips that sound very aggressive. Have a listen. This M4 came with a bunch of pretty cool options, such as ventilated seats, which is a must for Cyprus weather, Harman Kardon sound system, a powered trunk that opens and closes with just the press of a button. By the way, the trunk is huge, it's 440 liters to be exact. It also comes with red brake calipers, a 360 view camera and many more cool features. And this is just one example of all of the options you can get from an M4 in Japan. Japan has so many cars that you can literally find any configuration you want of any car you can think of. The choice is just that big. Besides the options, this Japanese M4 doesn't stand out from any other M4 from the outside. But on the inside, a lot of things are different. But before I show you the interior, I want to show you the key. This M4 came with this key as well as a spare key. Japanese cars don't always come with 2 keys though. Sometimes they come with 1. Usually the auction list will have it specified if there's 1 key or 2. And now, let's get back into the interior. Once inside this Japanese BMW M4 Competition, it is instantly clear that the interior is in flawless condition. The seats have been maintained extremely well. The leather and fabrics are top-notch. It's clean and has no signs of any wear. There's actually nothing bad that I can point out here. The badges even come in a protective sticker, though I'm not sure if these are the original BMW stickers or not. Let me know in the comments if these are the original factory stickers. Japanese people take extremely good care of their cars, and I want to remind you that this is a practically new car. It only has 8,000 kilometers on the mileage. Japanese cars generally come in great conditions. In the previous video I reviewed the Bentley Bentayga that had 50,000 kilometers on the mileage and it had a flawless interior. But you might have already noticed the elephant in the room, one of the biggest problems that Japanese cars come with. And I'm talking about the native language of the car. Both the gauge cluster and the infotainment system come in Japanese, a language that I don't understand. But it is possible to change it though, if you dig in the settings long enough, or just use Google Translator to make your job easier, you can easily switch languages back to English. But I must warn you that not all Japanese cars come with English pre-installed in their systems. But even in that case, it is still possible to install the language of your choice with the help of a professional. We do offer this service to our clients, but even if you live in another country, there's plenty of specialists all over the globe that are willing to help you. Another thing that needs changing in the software are the radio frequencies. Japan has different radio frequencies to Europe, so the car radio might sound messed up when it just arrives. Japanese cars also need their GPS map localized, because when they arrive they only have Japan's map pre-installed and not the country that they get exported to. Also, the fuel consumption is shown in a weird way. Instead of showing liters per 100 kilometers, it shows kilometers per 1 liter. This can also be reprogrammed by a specialist. Moving on to the back seats, I want to point out how difficult it is to get here. I had to open the door, bend the seat forward, then kind of dive in with my back into the second row of seats. And once you get here after all that struggle, don't expect to sit in a comfortable position, because there's very little knee room in here and even less headroom. I'm 188 and I can't straighten up in this car. I hit the ceiling with my head. And finally, let's see what this beast is storing under the hood. Over here we have a 3-liter twin-turbo straight-six monster that produces 480 horsepower and 650 Newton-meters of torque. It goes 0 to 100 in just 3.5 seconds. Not bad for a car that costs like a spec'd-out Toyota RAV4. So let's see what this Japanese M4 Competition is like on the road. Right now I'm driving it in regular mode. This is a M car, so there's no eco or comfort mode. It's just one mode, and that's it. But even in its classic mode, this car is very fun to drive. Now, even though this is our client's car and I'm not going to push it, just driving it regularly is already a lot of fun. This car is very sporty, has a stiff suspension, fast acceleration, really cool handling, the exhaust sound that it makes. All of it adds up into a feeling of this car being alive. It's hard to explain, you just need to drive an M car to understand it. This car is extremely comfortable and it's very fast. These are the two qualities that you get from an M4, and it really doesn't have that many competitors. In terms of acceleration, this car is so responsive. It's incredibly fast. M cars come with two adjustable M modes, M1 and M2. They have a dedicated button on the steering wheel. Each mode can be configured to your exact driving style. And overall, this turned out to be a great deal for our client. This car is sporty, fast, comfortable, and he got it for a really good price. This is a very good car and it came in a very good condition. So I guess it's safe to say that ordering this car from Japan was the right choice. Now, could we have bought the same car in England? Yes, we could, but cars from the UK usually come in very bad quality. They tend to rot, rust and corrode all the time in the UK because of the bad weather conditions and the bad road quality. And that's why our company CARNERDS specifically focuses on Japanese cars that are properly maintained, well checked, and are generally cars that we rely on. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you're thinking of importing a car from Japan, reach out to us and my team members Anastasia and George will help guide you every step of the way. Link in the description.
Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LA BB who we running with, 2 2 3 3, I'm on 10 again. State your name. Been dope on flame. I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again. I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass.